Hey, how we doing? Today we're going to talk about distributive property. We mentioned this the other day when we talked about properties, commutative property, associative property, distributive property. Just kind of rehash a little bit, refresh. Our essential question is, how does a distributive property work? Most of us are familiar with this. It's just A times B plus, or if that was a minus, it would be minus A times C. A couple other things we need to kind of get out of the way here and make sure we understand we're on the same page when we talk about these words. The words term, constant, and coefficient. Okay, a term is just a number, a variable, or a product of two, like 2, x, 2xy, x squared. Those are all terms, okay? And they're separated in an equation by a plus or minus sign. And I'll show you an example of that. A constant is just a number, 17, 6 minus 2. Okay, there's no variable with it, just a number. And the coefficient is the number in front of the x or the y or whatever your variable happens to be. Like if your example is 2xy, the 2 would be the coefficient. So in this example here at the bottom, 6a squared minus 5ab plus 3b minus 12. The coefficients would be the 6, the negative 5, and the 3. Take the sign with it. Those are the coefficients, the numbers in front of the variables. The constant, negative 12 in this case. It's just the number by itself. And each of these is a term. 6a squared is a term, negative 5ab is a term, 3b is a term, and negative 12 is a term. So there's 4 terms with this problem. Okay? So that's term, constant, and coefficient. Some of the examples that you're going to see in the homework or the classwork tomorrow. Combining like terms. Okay, it's just that you're familiar with that term. You add numbers with numbers. You combine x's with x's, y's with y's, and so on. So when I look at my problem here, they're both x squareds. So I can just add the 8 and the 2, and I have 10x squareds. Okay, if you have 5 apples and you have 6 apples, that's 11 apples. Okay. 5x squared minus 3, minus 3x, plus 6y, plus 4. Combine like terms. Your x's, I started with those. I have 5 minus 3x's, so I have 2x's. Then I went to my y's, I have just a plus 6y. And then my constants, minus 3 plus 4 is plus 1. Okay. Simplify. Negative 20 plus d. Distribute the negative to both. So that's negative 1. You think of the negative up front like negative 1. So negative 1 times 20 is negative 20. And a negative times a positive will give you a minus d. Okay. Here is the same thing, it's just written in reverse. Remember, order doesn't matter in multiplication. 11 times 3 is your 33. 11 times 2 is 22t. If you get kind of a rational expression here where it's written like a fraction, okay, remember that number in the denominator, or whatever's in the denominator, this is just a shortcut of writing it like this. It's actually under both of them. Okay, sometimes we try to cancel it in one and we forget about the other. Don't do that. Okay, it goes into both of them, and then simplify where you can. 5 goes into 25 5 times, and minus 8/5. You can just leave it like that. 1 1/5 is the same thing, but we usually see it left in this form right here. Okay, so that's the distributive property. Some terms. That you need to know what a term is, what a constant is, what a coefficient is. So when we talk about those, you know we're all on the same page. And then simplifying, combining like terms, distributive property, some examples there. All right, hopefully that's been helpful, and we'll work on this more in the classroom. Have a good one.